Prescott Van Meyer sommelier from home. Today, we review America's first soda, Moxie. So Moxie has the distinction of being the nation's first bottled and carbonated soda, dating all the way back to 1884, and it is the official soda of the state of Maine. Moxie's slogan is distinctly different. So distinctly different from what, if it was the first and only soda? Bathtub moonshine? I mean, what else were people drinking then? The beverage options have got to be pretty slim in 1884. It says elixir on it. Interestingly enough, this is at the time of all the snake oil salesmen going around. Cure-alls in a bottle. Take care of anything that ails you. I don't think Moxie makes that claim today, but it'll certainly cure your taste buds of feelings. If I'm not mistaken, Moxie originally came out as a cure for syphilis and baldness, but I might be mistaken. At least that's what I binged up. Bing is a search engine, so take that with a grain of salt. So this guy on the bottle, he's got some Moxie, doesn't he? Staring at you. He doesn't seem to be happy about anything. Maybe he's your bookie and you owe him money. I remember as a child, my grandfather always telling me I needed more Moxie. You need more Moxie, kid. And he would try to toughen me up by making me shine all of his shoes every Sunday. He wanted to see his face reflected in those shoes. That's what he always said. Did he? Grandma always said, the more he yelled at me, the more Moxie I got. And look at me now, as tough as they get. All right, let's open it up. Psst. There we are, all opened up for us. Very strong flavors coming out of there. The anise, the fennel seed. Boy, a menagerie of different flavors. Says it has gentian root extractives in it. I don't know what makes an extractive different from an extract. I'm not gonna look it up. I've already used up my 3 free Bing searches, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow. It smells like this is what they use to disinfect the barbershop razors right before they gave old granddad a neck shave. Smells like a post-Civil War hospital before anesthesia was invented. Just bite down on that gentian root, boy. This amputation will be over before you know it. Boy, this is really taking me back to the 19th century. I mean, what a time to be alive. Who needs cars or electricity or an average lifespan greater than 50 years? I can just imagine a 19th century 10-year-old after a long day in the coal mines or at the factory coming home and opening up a Moxie. A room temperature Moxie. Spent a week's worth of wages on that one beverage, but it was worth it. Boy, it's very herbal. Doesn't give you all the artificial flavors. This is the extractives at work, I believe, from what I understand of extractives. Again, gonna have to wait till tomorrow to do the search. This has a nice caramel color to it. It says here it has a caramel color. That checks out. So this bottle has 37 grams of sugar in it. Should be very sweet. I mean, this probably kept with the traditional recipe before cancel culture showed up. Canceled sugar on us. Be honest, every time I went a little overboard with the sugar, gave me a little pep in my step. And Abby sure did appreciate that. That was the Prescott she liked, she used to tell me. Not the sugar crash Prescott. Sugar high Prescott. So there you have it. She liked me 5% of my waking hours. And that also checks out. Let's give it a taste. Some very rich molasses flavor to it. Got that sarsaparilla type quality, much stronger in flavor than a root beer. I guess that's that gentian root extractive kicking through, kicking me in the teeth. It's kicking me in the teeth now. 1884, at my age, doubt I would have had any. Would have been kicking me in the gums. The slimy, sheeny gums. I mean, definitely have that molasses flavor to it, and they do use pure cane sugar. You know, back then it was just all molasses, all cane sugar. You didn't have that corn syrup and that fancy stuff. I can imagine President Grover Cleveland throwing these back in the White House. Quite the rotund fellow was Mr. Grover. Of course, back then they were drinking them in those giant mason jars. So instead of 37 grams of sugar, it was like, I don't know, 200. So that's something. Getting notes of the coming mechanization of the agricultural system? Getting notes that you could use this for a minced meat pie. Put that in with some apples, pears, and raisins. Pour some Moxie all over it. cook it up. There you go. You know, people said I didn't end up with enough Moxie, but what I do have, I have grit. Stamina. Not in the traditional ways you think of stamina, but other ways. Emotional ways. My emotional stamina is unmatched. Except on the bad days, where, you know, get reminded of the way things used to be. And when I think of the way things used to be, first drink that comes to my mind is whiskey. Lots and lots of whiskey. And then Moxie. I would pair this with salted meats, pickled eggs, cow tripe. That's the stomach. Rinse it out very well, and then cook it up. I would pair this with going to see the Providence Grays prevail over the New York Metropolitans in America's newest pastime sport, baseball, with players like Cap, Scratch, and Three-Fingered McGee wow the audience with their brilliant play on the diamond. Who would be drinking this? People who wear their entire knicker set swimming, Daniel Plainview, or any other oil tycoon, and anyone dying of cholera. It was a real problem. I don't think Moxie claimed to be a cure, but probably couldn't hurt it. Who would be drinking it in modern times? Well, maybe people with handlebar mustaches and bleached skinny jeans. People who don't want to buy big brand sodas because they don't know it was bought by a big brand. Coca-Cola. So who else would be drinking this? Well, Civil War reenactors, the North and the South. Good old Moxie, bringing everyone together. So in my rating, I'm giving Moxie a 41. It's a pretty standard soda, some flavor to it, very sweet, and is ready for a chili dog near you. So if you're really into sodas, I recommend you picking up a Moxie to try it out. And if you're not into sodas and you're just raging that I haven't done an alcoholic beverage for my review today, I've got lots of other videos that you can go watch. I put all the links in there for you to see. There's like 50 choices. They're all named. So have a little Moxie for yourself and click on a link.